Here's the corner kick. Howard there had to just maneuver for a bit of room to clutch that.
Against Costa Rica, that near post, right where Clint Dempsey is standing right now. Jurgen Klinsmann has changed that as opposed to Friday night in Costa Rica.
Dos Santos gets the delivery in. It wasn't won by an American head, and they did have their problem. Third corner for Mexico. Right on the stroke of half-time. US have to defend this well. And that will be half-time. By the way, the ref. Now then, Mexico, can they come up with something from their own corner here? No, it's Gonzalez winning the header again. He was a thorn in the side of Mexico in the Azteca, wasn't he, big Omar Gonzalez? Oh, and the header coming in from Zabala. Comfortable enough for Tim Howard. So can they make one of these pay off? Zabala going up for it again. That's not the corner that'll do it. Dempsey is able to clear it. Guardado from a long way out. It was goal bound, I fancy, until it was blocked. Reina to cross it in again. Nothing doing. It was a poor cross.
Where Omar Gonzalez can make a difference for this U.S. national team in attack.
He really is gigantic at 6'5". Gonzalez. It's his Los Angeles teammate, Landon Donovan, taking the corner. He knows all about targeting him from these set pieces. Eddie Johnson, and saved on the line.
Gonzalez, now that's changed. Clarence Goodson is going first.
Here is that set piece. And this time, Eddie Johnson gets there and scores for the USA, who move one giant step nearer Brazil. He threatened one in the first half. In the second half, he delivers. And the crowd here in Columbus, Ohio, are going wild.
In the first half, it was Omar Gonzalez. In the second half, it's Clarence Goodson to allow Eddie Johnson, Omar Gonzalez to get into that area. I love this. Because the first half, Mexico thinks Omar Gonzalez is going to set the pick. No, it's Clarence Goodson. Dempsey gets near post, and Eddie Johnson has completely made a meal out of every head ball since coming back from Fulham. He's been a beast tonight for the U.S.
That is a fantastic header. What a spring it was. Look. Mexico's need is greater. They are in something of a pit of despair in this group. It's been a big, big shock, but still, qualification for Brazil is very much in their hands if they can come up with the results.
Look for Cristian Chaco Jimenez to strike the ball from distance. Can hit this sort of free kick. Has done so for Cruz Azul in Liga MX.
The range is about 30 yards. It is Jimenez. And it was never going to be a threat. Tim Howard doing a lot of talking. Another set piece.
Clint Dempsey right here, right in front of Tim Howard. Jimenez is going to want to drive this right in front of Tim Howard. Dempsey's free.
Jimenez not far away.
But because Dempsey is sitting now in front of Tim Howard, it just plants the seed.
As ever, the American Outlaws, the famed American supporters group, making plenty of noise here. Arce to play it in, and Howard has to go down. Donovan to play it in. It's towards Goodson, it was laid down and then volleyed over the top of the bar in the end by Jermaine Jones. He couldn't keep it down, but that was the first threat from the U.S.
And every single U.S.-Mexico game here in Columbus, set pieces has been an X factor, and it's key tonight that the United States take full advantage of Omar Gonzalez, Clarence Goodson, Eddie Johnson, Clint Dempsey getting on the end of crosses.
Something that we haven't seen from Mexico tonight very often. Players taking defenders on a one-on-one situation.
Here's Diskerud. Oh, played into there, and Landon Donovan makes it 2. It's their scoreline again. Columbus 2-0. USA over Mexico. Brazil beckons. Dos a 0 yet again. Those glum Mexican faces tell a story, but a party has started here in Columbus again.
And the magical touch of Jurgen Klinsmann continues. Mix Diskerud very confident in tight spots. Look at this touch. But then to be calm, cool, and collected, and a perfect ball, that little deflection from Clint Dempsey allows Landon Donovan to get on the end of it. But that is all Mix Diskerud in tight spots. Very dangerous. He loves to step up and hit this to the goalkeeper's right.
It's Dempsey. Oh, and he's put it wide. Goodness me. It's not going to matter, but he looks crestfallen. Jurgen Klinsmann can afford to smile because the USA have done it again. Lightning doesn't strike twice in Columbus, Ohio. It's Jones slips it forward, doesn't manage to find Bedoya. Bedoya, by the way, starting in a World Cup qualifier, even playing in one for the very first time. He plays for Nantes in France, a player of Colombian.
Different things in that particular sequence. Movement with the ball, without the ball, with Cristian Chaco Jimenez and Giovanni Dos Santos. Good place interchange, and then 2 options in the box for Mexico, something they haven't done in 2013.
Salcido inside to Guardado, who was surprisingly left out the other night. That's almost unheard of. He's with the fans wanting to see the win that takes them to Brazil, depending on that other result as well. Realities can be a little bit different. Pragmatism will kick in, maybe. It's a difficult assignment with so many key men missing.
That is such
power. It comes from the ability and willingness of Mexico to pressure higher up the field in an advanced position. From there, they can counterattack.
Here is Jimenez again. He could be a bundle of trouble for the US tonight. Started the game well. Guardado. Dos Santos sometimes flatters to deceive, but if he's in the mood, watch out. And he's caught late there. Dos Santos got in behind by Bedoya. Donovan. So, good turn of pace from him. Now can Mexico counter here with Dos Santos? Salcido, player who's always had an explosive shot on him if he can get in range. The versatile Arce. Meyer. Patient from Mexico. Creativity has been their problem in this group. 4 goalless draws, it beggars belief almost.
And Ian, 3 of those goalless draw at Azteca, a place where they have been nearly impossible to beat. It's been an incredibly disappointing World Cup qualifying campaign for Mexico so far.
They do have the chance to turn it around. We always say it only happens every 4 years that Mexico come here. Every time in recent history they've come to this Cruz Stadium, and every time they've been beaten. They're sick of it. Dos Santos, possibilities here. On and on he goes, and Howard has to clutch it there, but you wondered when somebody was going to make a challenge. Malta got the goal, the only goal Mexico have scored at home so far in the hexagonal. His reward for that was to get left out. I think he did pick up a little bit of a knock in that game. Donovan here tries to get Eddie Johnson in behind. Covering was from Diego Reyes, one of several players in this squad who were part of Taina's Olympic gold medal winning team at Wembley against Brazil. Must be. The US aren't going to worry about that. Purposely have this game here because they know it's very difficult for the Mexican fans to come here and get tickets. It's by design, all right. Looking for movement. Herrera, Arce. This is better now then. Dos Santos, he'll look to work this onto his left foot and create something. It was aimed towards Hernandez, but the service for Chicharito just hasn't been there. International squad. He is Argentina born, but in the end he's a naturalized Mexican and has opted for Mexico. It's only his third cap at the age of 32 for Mexico.
He gives this team a sense of character, a sense of a little bit of nastiness out of the midfield, and a sense of a guy who can create in the final third, something that again Mexico has struggled with this year.
Yeah, they've only scored 4 goals in the group. They've only let in 4 as well, mind you. So many draws, it's cost them. Dempsey. Eddie Johnson pulling into the wide area. That's meant Donovan has gone into the middle for the moment. Dempsey trying his luck from range, but Tim Howard trying to concentrate minds back where there's no doubt Mexico have made much the sharper start here. But, you know, Alejandro, you'd think they've got to get a payoff in this phase for this.
Yeah, the fact that they have a willingness to step higher up the field, to pressure higher up the field, and creating turnovers for the United States, they have to take advantage of this good spell. Because at some point, you figure the United States is going to settle, get into the game, and create attacking opportunities themselves.
Beasley plays it towards Donovan. It never got there in the end because Reyes stuck up the useful foot. Not really settled here, the US. Maybe not surprising. I think only 4 of the players are starting in the positions they had last Friday. Goodson. Eddie Johnson's little flick is a good one to Dempsey. Is Clint Dempsey here? Dempsey goes on and on. There was a block which was important there. Is Alejandro Bedoya. Played for a few teams in Europe, including Rangers of Scotland. Good ball, Donovan to Dempsey. And now Bedoya. The attack looks good so far. Where's it going? Long range effort from Jermaine Jones. Let's get a touchline report from the Mexican camp with John Sutcliffe now.
Ian, it's always been said that assistant Salvador Reyes in out
of it. Fabian Johnson was caught in possession, and after that, anything might have happened. Counter-attack is on with Donovan. Runs Mayer. Good little feint, gets across in, but Omar Gonzalez. Mexico. Fabian Johnson was caught in possession. Guardado to Chicharito. Omar Gonzalez with a very good touch, but it's fallen here to Dos Santos. He nearly found Chicharito there. And Jimenez's shot beaten away by Howard. But the US here are being caught.
Stoppage time to the first half.
It'll be fascinating to see how Mexico might play the second half as they chase the wind. Do they get even bolder, push more men forward? Nicely done, wasn't it, there by Jimenez? And a good drop of the shoulder, too, to send a couple of players the wrong way. They had to foul him in the end. It was Bedoya, and I think he's going to get yellow for that, isn't he? Yep.